Oceanic Airlines is a fictional airline made famous when Oceanic Flight 815 crashed into a mysterious island, leaving only 72 survivors in the hit TV show Lost. But what you might not know is that Oceanic Airlines isn't a Lost original and is in fact the most popular fictional airline of all time. Hi, I'm Dylan, and this is Not Exactly Normal. In the United States and here in Canada, most television and film productions use the prefix 555 for any on-screen displays or mentions of phone numbers.
Pick up your phone and call the professionals. Go Ghostbusters.
555-3212.
My phone number is 555.
No, wait, I didn't get all that. Say it again.
Well, the number's 555.
That's the power of love. First time you feel it, it might make you sad.
These numbers have been blocked off and for the most part won't connect to an actual person, as to avoid pranks and to protect people from endless phone calls. And that's sort of how Oceanic Airlines works, but instead of existing to protect the privacy of individuals, it exists to protect the corporate image of airlines and to provide peace of mind to their passengers. For example, if you watched a movie involving a plane crash, you might feel a little less comfortable flying that particular airline next time you actually go on a plane. Or if you watched a movie where someone got their ass kicked on an airline that you fly regularly, you might not be so keen on flying that airline in the future. Oh. Lost aired in 2004, and co-creator Damon Lindelof actually thought he was creating an original airline. It was only afterwards that he learned of its deep history. While any mentions of Oceanic Airlines post-Lost could be seen as an Easter egg, I think we can all agree that the show wasn't planned out enough that they could have implanted the airline into TV shows dating back to the 1960s. And if they did, Lost officially had the greatest marketing campaign of all time. On October 30th, 1965, the world was first introduced to Oceanic Airlines in the 7th episode of the 2nd season of
Flipper, flipper, faster than lightning.
It's all right, Flipper. It's all right.
Emergency. Bonita Tower, this is Oceanic Airways Flight 17. We're on our last leg into Bonita Island.
The episode revolves around Flipper being transported by air to a marine biology lab. And on the way, the plane crash lands in the ocean after running into what looks like a flock of pigeons.
Something's happened. Who was it? Oceanic Flight 17, I think.
And just to lend air to the fact that this is all a massive marketing campaign.
Right now, their gas is gone, unless they found an island.
Aside from Lost, the 1996 film Executive Decision was probably most responsible for the proliferation of Oceanic Airlines, as the entire movie takes place aboard Oceanic Flight 343. For the movie, they shot a lot of exteriors of the plane where the logo is highly visible. And this is the other reason why Oceanic Airlines is so popular as a fictional airline. Money. Actually shooting footage of planes flying midair is very expensive, so many productions will save on the cost by buying stock footage from other films. In this case, Executive Decision. Oceanic Airlines Flight 343 can be seen in the trailer for the Pierce Brosnan heist flick and confusingly not Richard Linklater's After the Sunset, a bad 2004 natural disaster miniseries called Category 6 Day of Destruction, which Breaking Bad's Dean Norris has a small role in, Diagnosis Murder, Nowhere to Land, Panic in the Skies, a couple episodes of Jag, and possibly best of all in the 2005 sitcom The War at Home, which ran with this pretty rough joke.
Just relax, okay? You have nothing to worry about.
They didn't just reuse the footage from Executive Decision, they also reused the prop. In Season 1, Episode 3 of The Pretender, which aired in 1996, the fuselage of Oceanic Flight 343 can be seen in an old plane junkyard. One of the weirder occurrences of Oceanic was in a 2003 episode of Crossing Jordan, which aired a year before Lost premiered.
The ticket isn't under Henry Ross's name. How do you know he's the one who bought it?
A multi-stop open ticket costs 30 grand. Oceanic Airlines hadn't sold one for 2 months, until an hour ago.
It's odd because it was co-produced by Damon Lindelof, who co-created Lost, and if you remember, said that he didn't know that Oceanic Airlines was a thing before Lost. Though maybe I'm setting the bar too high for someone to remember every minute detail of a show they may or may not have been super involved in. Now, Oceanic Airlines not only serves as a brand-protecting device, but as a fun nod between writers and fans, saying, hey, we're fans too. And it's not only J.J. Abrams and Damon Lindelof shows either, as many of them do feature Oceanic Airlines.
Oceanic Flight 815 was shut down by circumstantial work on
Oceanic Flight 815 requesting clearance for landing.
Via Oceanic Airways, Flight 1097.
Oceanic Airlines.
This is Oceanic Flight 1012.
Castle, something wrong?
Yeah, everything's gonna be just fine.
Is it just me, or does everything not seem just fine?
Take it relax. Even the most heinous turbulence won't bring a plane down.
Oceanic Airlines isn't alone in the world of fictional brands. It joins the ranks of Morley brand cigarettes, Acme Corporation, Let's Chips, Heisler Gold Ale, and many more. Many of these fictional brands sprung up in the 1960s, when full show sponsorship like the Texaco Star Theater fell out of fashion and in-show commercials became the norm.
This portion of Star Trek is brought to you by RCA Victor. When you're first in color TV, there's got to be a reason. And by Pepsi-Cola. Taste that beats the others cold.
Often, advertisements for the shows wouldn't be sold until after the show had finished production. So prop masters didn't know if they should have characters drinking Coke or Pepsi, so instead, they made up brands, avoiding any conflict resulting from a later sponsorship or advertisement. So what started out as a bland placeholder airline meant to blend into the background has sort of evolved into an Easter egg with a rich history and sort of a character of its own for those quick enough to catch it. Either that, or it is, in fact, the greatest marketing campaign of all time. Hats off to the folks at ABC. I should let you know that in the X-Files episode Synchrony, which aired in 1997, the flight information for a Pan-Oceanic 1701 was found in the apartment of a time-traveling man. All I'm saying is that time-traveling man, time-traveling island, the island is real, and we have to go back to it. What do you guys want me to talk about in my next video? Let me know in the comments, and if you want to support me on Patreon, that would be much appreciated, and I'm trying to do more than one video every 6 months, so working on that. Anyways, if you haven't already, be sure to click right on, I guess the button's moved, it's over there. Click over there to subscribe, or at least think about it.